Just a warning, HHE is rated R or 18 in the UK. Swearing and things like that will be in these episodes. Please do not listen around children. And let's get to the show. You have been warned. Welcome to HHE. That is Halloween Horror Events Podcast. We are a podcast about horror events in the UK and Orlando, Florida.
Yep. So you can also follow us on all our socials at HHE Pod, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere you can find us.
And subscribe to us on all good podcast apps and make sure you give us a 5-star review. Cheers.
He forgot YouTube, guys. Get us on YouTube.
Oh yeah, and that as well.
Hi all, welcome to HHE. This is YouTube. This is part 2 of how we would improve Halloween Horror Nights. If it's a podcast app, welcome back. And I love being magic. So, Simon, can you quickly actually read Craig's second one? Because I'm just about to do something. So I need you to quickly do it for me.
Yeah.
Go for it, man.
Yeah. So this, if you're new, we talk about ways to improve HHN. Oh,
Hey.
We have number 2 from Mr. Willix was stop doing the dance shows. A lot of HHN fans seem to go once and not at all. Try other things, music bands or other half an hour horror movie clips. I personally enjoy that more. I'd have to disagree with that one, Mr. Willix. Dance shows are not my cup of tea, but they take people away from the houses.
Yeah, totally agree. Oh, by the way, before we go any further, you can unmute yourself if you want. We can welcome guests from Hell Have No Fury, More Orlando, and 6,000 More, and big host of Diz After Dark, Mr. Craig Lucas.
I like bitches.
If he kept this quiet, he could have had his own bloody comments out.
Mate, in all fairness, I literally asked him why I was doing part 1.
Oh, have you read my comments out?
Yeah.
Yes,
Good night and God bless.
I didn't want you on with Joe's comments because you'd agree with him, because Joe said that we should get rid of the multi-passes and have single night tickets only, and we know you two love wasting money.
Joe, I'm down for that.
Yeah, mate.
I think the multi-pass tickets, the multi-night tickets should be for locals only, and nobody outside of Florida should be allowed to buy them.
People who've got Florida property, can they still buy them?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
You're
fine.
all
I
right.
can get mine.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll rent the room off my mates if I have to.
Mickey's not so scared. He sells out every night at a freaking event on £200 tickets. So
yeah,
it's full of bellends, Halloween Horror Nights, mate. It's full of bellends.
Millennials, mate. Millennials who wait for Tesco's deliveries.
Yeah.
I'm just listening back to the 2017 Halloween Horror Nights, 27 was it?
Yep.
Simon, the night we met you and all that.
Yep.
I'm listening back to them for, I'm a bit melancholy with Nick leaving all the podcasting world. So I'm listening back to them podcasts and people with divvies, and that was like 6 years ago now.
Yeah, but I would say it was hectic then, but it was a more chaotic. It was more organized, chaotic hecticness. Like now,
we seen in one of the houses walking through that year, a gang of lads in front of us, which is fine, and they had the jumper wrapped around the shoulders like they do, and the scare actor scared him, got him. He ripped his jumper off, started whipping the actor with it.
Yeah. Them people need to be ripped out the event and sent home.
I think they need to be buggered up the arse.
Well, I mean, that's a bit extreme, a bit of a buggering, but
some of them might enjoy it though.
Well,
some
clearly
people enjoy that. There's nothing wrong with that.
Ain't
that right, Joe? Ain't that right, Joe? I think Joe's a bit starstruck right now with Craig on. He didn't expect it.
Yeah.
We're just looking at your side part, Phil, and
look at the hair there hiding.
Yeah, That hair's attached to his headphones.
Yeah, it's a
Takes
Donald
them off
Trump.
the fully.
It's a Donald
Have you
Trump
seen how
haircut.
me glass goes magic and disappears, me gin and
It's-
tonic? It's weird.
Well,
Sorry,
no,
Care
Sam.
times for you.
By the way,
It's
if
care
people are
times for you,
watching
mate. It makes everything disappear.
Yeah, even your appetite.
Even your nan.
Let's not bring up a wind-up vibrator. It's a
Yeah.
famous old saying.
Oh,
Right, should we go to Craig's number
Snifty.
3? Right, so
Yeah.
Craig's put as number 3, Craig Willix, by the way. Experiment with virtual queue system. Nobody wants to be stood in a long queue for those headline IPs, so try it with these ones first. More, I'm guessing, dollars for Universal, as people will be able to buy more food, drinks rather than being the queue. Plus, I would actually go a bit further for virtual queues. I'd make people pay for them. Stuff them. You can have a long queue people, and you can have the virtual queue people as well. I don't mind standing in a long queue if I'm with good mates and we've had a few drinks, though, because it can be some of the funniest things.
Yeah, well, there actually is. I've listened to a few. Catacombs actually went and said, and they're actually debating. They're still going to get the express, whatever ticket they get, but they're actually thinking about dropping another ticket because they got the ultimate when it first came out. Dropped to frequent fear plus, and now they're thinking about the frequent fear. So, because like I say, they spend all that money, and a lot of the time they're not actually in doing the houses; they're in the queues and having a drink and having a laugh and a joke with lads and the friends. So yeah, I can see that one. But paying, these two below me will probably agree with paying because they like to spend money that they haven't got.
They have got.
I would say
I ain't
virtual
got.
queue should be free. Yeah, virtual queue should be free, but I think the logistics of it is you've already got express, you've got the standard queue, then you've got this virtual queue. 3 queues going into one. I think logistic wise it won't work.
Yeah, I suppose if you get rid of the standard queue and make it a virtual queue instead, though, maybe. A bit like Jimmy Fallon.
Mm-hmm.
The worst
But
ride.
they have got a big holding area for that, and there still technically is a queue.
I'm
When
doing
you
it
get
because
into the
Craig
things, you got
loves
to
it.
queue into the. Yeah. It's not
I think-
queueless, people. Jimmy Fallon is not a queueless system. You still have to queue, no
Yeah.
matter what they say. You still have to queue, but it makes you think you're not queuing, even though you are. So it works in that aspect. Whether that could work.
I think
for Halloween Horror
what
Nights-
it does, it controls how many people can be in the queue at one time, though.
Well, technically, you think about it, they could do it like they did with the weekend. They had the queue, but have that as a holding area and feed people through slowly. Because it was like a bit of a party atmosphere in the weekend queue.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That
I felt like
would alleviate.
I felt like I worked for the BBC in that queue, mate. Everyone was fucking kids.
Oh, that's
Now-
a reference a lot of Americans won't get, but do not Google BBC and paedophiles.
I just spilled me gin and tonic there. Slightly shaking that stirred.
Oh, you get
I-
both if
I
you're on the
haven't-
BBC.
I haven't experienced these queues yet, these virtual queues, because 2019 was the last time I went. So I think these are maybe Star Wars did it. Were they the first?
No, Toy Story.
Toy Story. So well
Hmm.
before COVID then. So and didn't he do they did do the Toy Story Midway Mania? Didn't he remember
Yeah.
when he put the second track in and he did a full experiment? Basically
Yeah, I think that was
data.
that was a testing bed for Star
Yeah,
Wars.
yeah.
And they used it for. Did they use it for Slinky Dog? I don't know. I can't remember.
I can't remember, but there's that many people at Halloween Horror Nights. All you're doing is transferring the people from the from the queues back into the
Yeah. And it's already busy in the park. That's what I'm saying. I don't. If it was a holding area rather than an actual virtual queue,
Yeah,
I think that would work.
a holding area with
thing is,
food,
well,
drink, refreshments, toilets.
I must
Would it-
admit, I'm going through Craig's last 3, and I think I had to handle the queues. If I just skip to his number 5 and miss 4, and let Simon do number 4. But number 5,
Yeah.
he puts reduce the number of scare zones. So there's just 2 big areas, New York and Hollywood, put some street entertainers and carnival type shows, because then people are just gonna go over and start watching them. Didn't they do that with the first with that thou we shall not name dance show? Wasn't it a street show first?
Yes, it was
And I
supposed to
liked
be.
it
It was
like
a it was a stage show originally, where Jack presents 25 years of Monster Mayhem. Not the Jack's Carnage. Opposite Mel's dying, and they had a stage there, but the stage got attacked by
That was the
Irma.
hurricane.
Yeah, it was Irma, I think. So they had to rebuild the stage and they put it over towards horror makeup show.
Yeah,
and they actually started the show in the crowd and worked up to the stage. That
and
works.
it worked. Yeah, it does work because there's a big gap there, and people can then come and go as they please to watch the show.
See, I would say I agree with that with having two big areas, but I'll make it three and try use the back. Like, I know Harry Potter fans are going to hate this. Use Potter for Halloween Horror Nights.
Oh, absolutely.
Alleviate the crowd because
they're not allowed to, though, are they?
Well,
they have in Hollywood.
They do in Hollywood. They do in Singapore, and so Universal, Orlando, just kick her in the nuts and tell her.
Oh, it's so simple. LED lights, a bit of fog, and Dementor people running around.
That's what they did. That's what they put
each other. It's
they put LED lights on the outside and she kicked off, and they had to strip it off after the first night. I saw it the first night on opening of 2019.
Tell her to shut up. She's got a new show coming now. She just has to worry about that.
So yeah, use that area because the back end of that park is a bit. There's
Sell
not
alcohol in the butterbeer.
Yeah.
Just put shots in it, and you can pick your shot.
Oh, butterbeer shots. Oh, that's a good idea.
Well, you can do it. Unfortunately, you just got to pour it in yourself because they won't touch it.
So to answer Craig, it has been done before, and it would definitely work again.
The carnival type shows. That's what the original Halloween Horror Nights was. They didn't really have entertainment in the street. They had entertainment in the streets rather than like shows. If you go back in the history, the magicians, contortionists, people who swallowed swords and stuff. So they've done that in the past.
They can build little stages and they can go on, so we can't get near them. Put them high enough so we can all stand there and watch it and enjoy it. And I think that would work. I think it would sort out a lot of the crowds, because if you're near a few bars and you see a nice little show going on, a dance show, what Simon just said as well, you're going to grab your beer and you're going to venture over there and watch it.
Yeah. And this one, I've just quickly glanced over it. But
number 4,
5.
Yeah.
This one I do agree with. Craig's put a house for people who really want to be scared. It can come with a disclaimer. It can have you additional separate charge, but more scare actors inside and are pulsed through. Actors speak in their own voice and can touch you.
Yeah.
We have that in the UK. It works in the UK. It works perfect in the UK. The best one I can actually describe this one, it's not there anymore, was Species at Alton Towers. You did get pulsed through, I think maybe 8 to 10 at a time. And literally, they grabbed hold of you, threw you against the wall, so you stand there. And then they guided you through, and as you're walking through the house or the maze, you got split up because Julie was behind me, and the next minute, I didn't see her for nearly 4 minutes.
Yeah, but that's Julie in any house.
Yeah, but no, what it was is I went through one tunnel, and she got grabbed as she went through the other tunnel and pulled into another tunnel, and you got separated.
Is the payment a disclaimer? So when you're making a payment, you sign away all your.
You sign away.
It's a doddle then. It's a doddle. Let's get it on.
If you're a twat and you touch the scare actor back, try and cause trouble, you're out the park and you're banned from the event for the rest of the year. Simple.
Yeah. I've definitely looked at that.
There's one 10 minutes up the road from me. It's called Fort Amherst. We spoke about it a little while ago.
Amherst. Craig, he called it Fort Amherst, didn't he? Fort Amherst,
didn't it? Fucking hell. Well, I'm Ghost Joe. You might know me from other podcasts. Are you going this year, Joe?
It depends what gets announced, mate. At the moment, no, but
yeah, but you're literally on a scared event podcast. You have to go. It's the law.
Oh no, Simon's not going.
He lives in the bloody north behind the wall.
Yes, you know where the privilege, Joe, down here.
Mate, I live in deepest, darkest Kent.
Yeah, but we're still the privilege compared to the north. I mean, you can't
Northern
say you're not well
powerhouse.
off, mate. What was that mashed potato bloody dinner you had, that posh thing? What looked like
Me?
dog shit.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Your pie and mash dinner.
Oh, pie and mash.
Yeah, what was it again? It wasn't normal
Jelly
pie and mash.
deals.
What was
Yeah,
it?
mate.
What was it?
Just
Explain it
pie,
to
pie
Craig.
and mash.
What was on it?
Craig will know what pie and mash is.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah.
have normal pie and mash. You had to have a posh version.
Marks and
Mate,
Spencer's.
no,
No,
it's
he had
from a
No.
pie shop.
he had to put all liquor and all this
Oh,
fancy
yeah.
stuff in here.
Yeah.
He had to make it all flash and
Mate, it's an old Londden working class dinner. It ain't a fucking posh dinner. It's a mince pie
Yeah,
with
but to a
fucking
no-
mashed potato.
but to
It's
Northerners, that is posh.
Yeah, we have
They have the
offal.
same thing. They just put gravy on it.
Yeah.
I'd actually think I prefer theirs with gravy, to tell the truth.
Yeah, my missus does.
Anyway,
Well,
this
anyway,
is our
so
new,
moving on.
new podcast talking about dinner.
I
Well,
think
Joe
we
will never
kind of-
show up.
Does this go back to his third one?
No, we
right,
want
so-
number 6 here. So
Yeah, it's similar to what we've already spoke to on the previous video. Anyway, a proper announcement
Read it,
schedule
yeah.
again. Yeah, spread out the house announcements with accompanying videos as you keep the community going in between the events. I think the building of anticipation for the houses now announced works better for the event and for the podcasters.
So
yeah,
let's
he's
ask
thinking about
Craig.
everyone.
Craig, what do you think of that?
I'm not asked. They
I'm
can,
done.
they can do their announcements whenever they feel like. What if they haven't got nothing to announce when they get to a schedule and they miss the date?
Well,
You know,
that's
Well,
I
this is
said- I
why
said that
he
earlier.
said do the originals first.
Announce the original.
Because-
If you know an original is going to be there for 100%, because an original is not going to get pulled at last minute, it's an IP that's going to get pulled. Announce an original.
Yeah.
For people
And
like
the
me, I'll be happy with an original announcement, but regular.
What I'm seeing, and I've been, how many events have I been to, Simon? 23, 25, 27, 29, 4 events.
Yeah.
There's a lot. So all them sets get broken up every year. Yeah. And they say, oh, they get destroyed. They don't. They get broken up carefully and they get reused. And there's a lot of reuse. So you see the same, all you're seeing is the same stuff with a different name. And they put it back together in a different version.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing them for doing that because they've only got so much storage and they've got such a short time to get it all together, 10 houses and all that palaver. So I don't think it really matters when they make their announcements. It's just we've all got on the bandwagon. In the old days, there wasn't all these podcasts giving all the bifters and giving it all the large and all that. But what we do is we feed on the anticipation.
Oh yeah, because the first Halloween Horror Nights podcast I listened to was Catacombs in 2014, because they were building up for 25. No, so 2015 actually. Yeah. So they were building up to Halloween Horror Nights 25 because 25 was a big thing then.
Yeah.
And that was the only podcast out there then. And now,
Funny you say
9 years later.
The thing what gave me the idea of podcasting and then eventually got us over to Halloween stuff, because obviously I did Ghost Aliens Beyond first. By the way, what a great show that was. But I couldn't get any more guests. But anyway.
But it's still on the feed if you want to listen.
Is it still on there?
Yeah.
I thought I took them all off.
Yeah.
I thought I took them off. Oh, fair enough.
Oh, don't take them off.
They're on
If you've
YouTube
still
anyway. We
got
just
them.
haven't released them.
Put them out as a separate feed.
Yeah, I think I might do.
Come out
But,
there, mate.
Ghost Aliens and Beyond basically was me and Simon. First, it started with me, but we'd have a subject we would talk about, and then we'd have a guest on. Some I could tell were telling bollocks, and some really had really good stories. And they told us about ghost or aliens things they think they saw. What's brilliant. I mean, Craig had one in his train station. See, I remember.
Yeah.
I did meet a ghost, yeah.
Yeah.
Genuine, yeah.
See, so they are out there. Where were we? Because I've gone on a tangent there. Oh yeah, that was it. Podcast. It was actually funny enough, Craig, because you've rebranded one of your podcasts to Universal After Dark. It's Boston White. I mean, she was the first real person I listened to about Halloween stuff because her love for it, just drew me in because I wasn't a big fan back then.
Well, we did bring Boston in for the teenage boys, and we struck gold when we got you there, didn't we?
The men also came in.
What an absolute
By the way,
beautiful. girl.
Lovely
Yeah.
lady. And by the
Stunning.
way, she doesn't listen, I know that, but congratulations, Boston.
Yeah.
The little
Wonderful
Boston.
news.
Yeah.
What a beautiful little baby that's going to be. Oh, goodness me. Can't wait.
Couldn't be more happier for her.
Yeah.
Talking about babies. What is your other show? What's the other one have you rebranded?
I don't know. I've rebranded that many.
There's After Dark. That's now back, isn't it?
Oh, it is After Dark's back, yeah. In the short term, we think we fully expect Nick to come back, let's be honest. But Mr. P Dabs is going to take over hosting of that. I'm going to take over hosting of Universal After Dark. I'm very excited for that. Very excited. Obviously, we've got Morlando. That's back as well. Boom. Oh, I feel like I'm Philly just because all he does is promote podcasts whenever he talks. He literally goes to Co-op to buy a loaf of bread for his ma or his nan, and says to the girl behind the till, "Have you listened to whatever it's called this week?" Doesn't he?
Being Joe gone.
Yeah. I just leave him to it, I just don't get involved with him when he starts.
Have you listened to today's emergency Morlando?
No, not yet.
No, I've listened to I think is it My Bench I've listened to today with the Hulk music.
Yeah. Well, on the emergency Morlando, Morlando's in the hot tub of love with little Timmy, and to get over the trauma of losing Nick, they've got the bubbles on full, and he lost little Timmy twice. He went under twice, and they got him back, and then they transferred onto the cloud, and on the cloud was Ghostzilla. Silla. Who else? The dead Australian fella.
Steve Irwin.
No, not him. The one who wears ladies'
I'm so
clothes.
glad I got Craig on.
What's his name? Dame Edna Everage. Ghost Dame Edna Everage.
Lily Savage.
Lily Savage.
Lily Savage was on there, yeah. Dale Winton's on there.
Finger up the bum.
Ghost Nick's on there. And the Ghost Queen passes ultimate judgment.
Oh my god! I'm sorry,
little
Steve,
Timmy had to be resuscitated. So,
well, if you're wondering what that show is, I'll try and put the link in the show notes. Try, like I said, try.
Oh, you're like us, yeah, lazy.
No, I actually do it.
I'll do you.
So,
you do.
Yeah, but I do.
Tears.
I've got to try and find the thing first.
Absolutely brilliant advertising, by the way, Craig. Fucking love it.
You know what? Rather than moan about the loss of Nick, we should celebrate Nick. Literally celebrate him. He's a cracking fella. He's going through a lot of stuff, and I fully expect him to come back when he's rested. It reminds me of when Kenny Dalglish left Liverpool in 1990 after suffering a nervous breakdown after Hillsborough and everything like that, and the Liverpool board wanted Kenny to come back. Just look, we'll bring Bob Paisley in. You go and have a holiday, go and have 6 months off, come back when you're refreshed. And they replaced him with Graham Souness, and the rest is history. So we're either going to replace him, we're going to have a for hire sign out soon. So we'll be looking for someone new, maybe.
You're not doing how it started, an audition?
We might do an audition, yeah. Fucking hell, that would be good. Rob's chin emoji.
Can we get Boston White back?
I'd love.
P-Dabs did a great job the other day hosting.
Oh, mate, P-Dabs is boss. We're all boss. I mean, if I could suck myself off, I would, but I can't.
Get some ribs removed.
I can.
Turkey. Everyone else is.
Can you? Go ahead,
do it
show
now.
us. Yeah.
I'm sorry, if you want to see that, you're going to have to go to the HHE OnlyFans page.
Yeah. With Phil and his nan, we'll be sucking each other off.
With a wind-up wooden dildo.
What you called it?
This show's gone.
Simon's like, no, Phil, what have you done?
Anyway, did you like my ideas anyway?
Yes,
Oh,
we
should we
did.
go? I'll quickly go back to them. Blah, la, 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 la. Paid
Yeah.
the meet and greets the part. Yeah, we like that. Viewing
Yeah, Joe
area,
actually
dessert party, hidden
Joe came up with
house,
that one as well.
guest. We said your hidden house, but we decided we thought that would be better not being a dessert party, but being a piss up instead. A little bar.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah,
And
Yeah.
then one night, you can explain it to us now because Simon was a bit confused. I think I knew what you meant. A
Well-
one night Halloween night Dust to Dawn HHN event annually.
yeah. So on Halloween itself, right? I don't know if the film Dusk to Dawn, which is a classic, has ever been celebrated at Halloween Horror Nights.
Yes, once I
It-
think.
Okay, so once. So again, you know more than me. But what an absolute film! Literally dusk till dawn.
I get it now. Yeah, that makes
So
sense.
Disney did it a few times, didn't he? The 24-hour events and all that. So I'm not saying a 24-hour event. What I'm saying is dusk till dawn. So Halloween Horror Nights on the last night of the event goes on until the sun rises
Right. On
But-
Halloween night.
on Halloween night. So it's a paid event. It's always notoriously
Maybe
quieter on
that could
Halloween.
that should be a single night ticket, even if you've had the
Yeah,
fear
yeah.
passes. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So it's not like a multi-night ticket. It's a one-off single ticket, dusk till dawn. So it's a bit more expensive. It's limited, but dusk till dawn is represented at that event every year.
And no vloggers are allowed in.
Oh, it'd be full of them. You can imagine.
That's why I want them. That's why I want them out. Because I'm not a big vlogger.
Says the vlogger.
Yeah, but I'm a small one. I can sneak in. They can't. By the way, people, if you want to know vlogging Craig, this is how you do it. Go and check out Epic Phil Vlogs on YouTube. One of the greatest travel vlog channels on the planet.
He's a walking advert, isn't he? He'd sell his ass for a Mars bar.
Ooh, battered one, yeah. It'll be battered if I sell my ass.
A battered ass after his nan's finished with it. Right,
so
go on, Simon. Get back
Well,
on topic. Go on.
Yeah, I
lad.
think we've gone through everyone's stuff now. So
This is supposed to be Phil's juice.
right,
not
yeah.
mine.
So we've gone through everyone's stuff now. They've brilliant ideas. Anybody's got ideas who've listened, bloody at us at HHE. Is it just HHE Pod?
I
There we
think
go.
so. I'll
On
have to
Twitter.
double check.
Go on Craig's group on Facebook as well, because I'm glad to have to advertise it there. That's the official After Dark Podcast Network.
Something like that. Yeah. I don't know what it is, mate. It's secret anyway.
I think
Yep,
you should
ours-
rename that group.
I was at HHE Pod and Diz After Dark podcast. That's is running.
Actually, before
Craig.
we go any further, Diz After Dark and Universal After Dark, we alluded it's back, but what is Diz After Dark and what is Universal After Dark? Explain it in a nutshell for people who may be new to it and realise why us three love the original idea of it.
I think it become its own thing. I can give you. We were Diz After Dark. We changed it to something that I can't remember, and we changed it to protect Boston. To be honest, because Boston was getting a lot of shit online. Every time I opened my mouth on Twitter, or Nick opened his mouth on Twitter, it was Boston who would get the abuse. So to try and distance ourselves from that name, we changed the name. Then we changed the name to try and tie them all together again. Then we were shutting the Universal After Dark down. That Universal podcast down. Back and putting it back into Diz After Dark because we used to talk, but calling it something else. But all I kept getting was messages off people saying, Diz After Dark, we called you Diz After Dark. You will always be Diz After Dark. Diz After Dark, dads, and we're all dads. So it's just perfect synergy.
And also, it's a bit more of a grown-up podcast.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily family friendly, so
Yeah.
you're better with your opinions and you're not kissing Disney's fucking ass.
Yeah.
The last iteration was that Disney Parks podcast, and it would be news, and then we would talk other non-park news, mainly streaming type news and that type of stuff, films, whatever. What it's going to be, I don't know. I'm still, honestly, genuinely, I'm still praying that Nick comes back in some form, whatever version of Nick we get. Whether I literally have just written down on Facebook there in the public, in our group, that hopefully Nick can come back and maybe we all take turns hosting or something.
A bloody great idea.
Yeah, I don't know where I got that idea from, but just something, because he's walking away, and it is what it is. You know, I still think he'll be back. Universal After Dark. Universal After Dark is again. I've took it, whether Nick comes back or not, right? It's mine now, and it's going to be. The thing is, right? The narrative was there's no news for Universal. There is. Go and listen to UUOP. Go and listen to Lee. Lee does a phenomenal show every week, a weekly podcast about Universal. There is news out there.
You just got with Universal. You just have to try and find it.
Yes,
it's
a bit more digging. Yeah.
They haven't got Disney. Disney is everywhere because it's in the mainstream. Universal are starting to get into the mainstream, but there still is a lot of news out there that you don't know what's actually happened.
Right, absolutely. Guys, I am going to move on because I need to get to Joe's bit and we haven't got long left to record. Joe, what is a TV show that you want to talk about that I finally got onto episode 5 for?
Right, so it's called From. From.
And tell people the basis of it.
It's basically, right, I'll try not to give too many, well, I won't give any spoilers. It's set in a town, a little American town, where if you enter it, you can't leave it.
Royston Vasey.
Yeah. But overnight, I don't want to spoil it. It gets sinister.
At the night, it basically, the monsters come out to play.
Yeah.
So it's a series on The Village.
Depends. These monsters change looks and that. They can't get into your property. They can't get into your property. Yeah, what is it on? Because I watch it on a very legal.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. We watch it very legal. I think it's Paramount. I'm gonna guess.
I'll have a quick look. What's it called?
From.
It's called From. I think it might be.
He doesn't know.
It's US.
IPTV.
You need to go for a pee. And while you watch the TV, I get you. Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not.
So you put yourself in this now, mate. Tell me how you found this show.
Oh yeah, someone told me about it.
To answer your question, why Simon's looking though, it's a good show. It's very gruesome. They don't just kill adults in it. It's the best way of putting it.
I'm 5
episodes, and you slowly, episode by episode, you get more people's backstories.
It looks like it's on Prime. Sorry, boys. Sorry for you. It looks like it's on Prime.
Oh, okay.
That's even better then.
You
say watch now on Amazon.
10 episodes long, season 1, and season 2's about to start. I'm 5 episodes into season 1. Could it make a Halloween Horror Nights outside? That's what confuses me. There's a gruesome enough stuff in it, but I feel like there's too much going on outside. What might make it a bit more confusing about a house?
Definitely do a Horror Nights house on it, or or even a scare zone. I
think a scare zone might work a lot better.
Yeah, but season 2 starts tonight, so catch up on season 1, watch it, and then let me know what you think. If you're listening, watch it. Let us know. Same for you, boys.
I'll add it onto my list.
List of 6,000 things.
Oh no, you've got to pay for it on Amazon Prime.
Do you not have other ways of watching, Craig?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Other legal ways.
Other illegal ways are not condoned by me. You can do what you want though, because this is a free world. Right. So fuck the rules. Fuck. Talking about streaming.
Series, actually.
Yeah, go. Quick one. Talking about streaming. Is it getting fucking stupid now how many streaming sites are? Do you remember when cable first came out? In America?
No, I don't think it is. Because you don't have to have them all.
You're right. I'm getting because Netflix is doing that password thing in a month's time, and then we're getting rid of it. We don't give a fuck. I've got Disney Plus free for a year, and then I'm getting rid of that because I think it's shit.
Yeah, actually, but I do apologise. It's actually MGM Plus original series.
So it's Amazon because Amazon own MGM.
Right.
Open in Now TV. So that is Sky.
So you can watch on Sky as well.
Yeah, so it'll be on Sky streaming. So I've got Virgin, so I'll watch it on that.
Yeah,
Fair
do
enough.
it. Do it.
Right.
Let us know what you think.
So I just want to say, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you for listening. Craig, thank you for jumping in on the second part of the show. Shocked the other two. It was quite fun. Thanks for giving me the
Sorry,
biggest
boys.
laugh for a long time. It was fantastic. Kate, is it K Towns or K Tams, by the way?
K
Kate
Tams.
Tams, man. Kate
Say that again, Simon.
Tams.
Tams.
There's a Z Tams as well.
There you go, people.
Kate Tams.
You go. That is a 24-hour, 360 days of the week. How many days of the year are there, by the way? Because it's not 360 days in a week.
Yeah, but it can't be because Craig's actually had to go somewhere else for the last 2 times because it's not been open.
All right,
Yeah,
because
Jumbos.
yes, because what I was going to say is it is probably the most scariest place you'll go in your life for food.
Jumbos, like your nan.
Oh, my nan loves a big jumbo. Bless her 94-year-old heart. What's probably not.
I wish
working.
I had a 94-year-old nan. I swear to God, because I'd just snuggle her.
Yeah, not why she's got the wooden deal with her out anyway.
Up her arse.
Right. Anyway, on that bombshell, we're gonna leave it there. Follow us on all the socials at HHE Pod. Go and check out all Craig's stuff with the 6,000 million.
Especially
podcast.
Morlando. Go
Yeah.
and check Morlando. That's my baby. I fucking love it.
Okay. Well, from me, it's Be Epic from Simon.
I'm sick of saying stay spooky, but I've still said it.
Okay. And Joe, have you got a new one this week? Or have you remembered your last one?
Good night and sweet screams.
Oh,
And
that's
Craig.
nice, that one.
And Craig, tell everyone to
R.I.P.
fuck off.
No. R.I.P. Nick.
Oh, on that bombshell. Good night.
Oh, hey, I am Morlando, and I am here to tell you about my podcast. It is used to rinse money for my travel agent business. We are in a nail salon. The back is all I'm going to say. We have a backdoor entrance, but don't we all? The podcast is hosted by the amazingly tiny Lord Luke Rowe and the gargantuan Craig David, with fleeting appearances from yours truly, and of course not forgetting the little Tiny Tim. The least said about Tiny Tim, the better. Join us as we discuss, I am always obliterated and thrown out of the podcast before I can get going. My rhythm is a dancer. Listen to Lord Luke Rowe and Craig David as they talk to guests about their trips to Orlando, Florida. And they might even do some other shit and that. Anyway, get back to your regular listening. Whatever the fuck this podcast is called this week. This podcast changes its name more than I change the water in my heavily magic hot tub.